Well, summer break is just about over. My last day of my part time job is tomorrow. College for me starts on Monday, and by the time this episode is released, college is well underway. And I have decided that after failed attempts to get a weather radio stream going on this HP, I have decided that I'm going to move the stream attempts over to the Latitude, which we will be restoring it to Windows 10 in the next episode. We're going to be resetting this computer once more, and we're going to be preparing it for my use in college. Because the college I'm going to has a lot of Microsoft related stuff. So this is the machine exactly as it was when we saw it last time. So as you can see, of course I put a whole bunch of apps on it. I put Discord on here. I even put an IceCast console along with OBS to see how well it does with streaming, and it did fairly well with streaming, and I'm sure the Latitude can do the same after we get Windows 10 installed on it. Now, my college uses a ton of Microsoft products. They use Microsoft Office. Everything they do is Microsoft. Now, the Microsoft account that was accidentally created to be used for the setup of this computer, this does not have a Microsoft Office subscription attached to it. Now, in order for me to use this for college, I'm going to need to remove everything off of here and reset it and set it up with a different email. Now, just to refresh your memory on how we were unable to get the stream, well, the weather radio portion of it working, this machine here is an HP 15EF1 laptop from the year 2020, and in fact, I don't have the PC Health Check app because I had upgraded this from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and I have deleted Windows 10 in the process. However, you will see the full complete details on this particular machine in the PC Health Check app in that episode, which was the third episode, which was released fairly recently, which regards the first reset of this machine, which includes wiping the St. Joseph settings, setting it up for personal use, upgrading it to Windows 11, deleting Windows 10, then resetting it again, and setting it up for this use. And soon this is going to be entirely different. So these are the complete specs of the system. And of course, this is Windows 11 Home. And of course, this is activated with the digital license that's linked to the Microsoft account that I have. It takes a lot longer to do it than in the recovery console. So we're going to boot to the recovery console. Go ahead and reboot. We are going to reset this PC. We're going to remove absolutely everything. We're going to do a local reinstall, which means we're going to be using the recovery information within the OS to do the process. We're keeping this computer, so we're just going to remove the files. This is the final warning that it will remove everything, and it will reinstall all the apps and programs that have came with this computer and remove everything that was applied afterward. This cannot be undone once it is finished, and we are now going to reset. And now off we go. So it's now removing everything off the system, and it's going to restore it back to a factory state in preparation for future use. Alright, we're all done with the resets. And now we are about to go into the Oddbox experience. Very nice indeed. So here we are once again. So we all know how this goes. United States, that's of course our country. We use the US keyboard layout. We're going to skip another one. So now we connect to the internet in order to obtain the latest updates from Microsoft for Windows 11. And that is the next part. And of course this here is the agreement from HP and Microsoft. I'm going to name this one SPC JJC because of course that's usually the first three letters of my channel name, and of course the abbreviation for the college that I'll be going to. So now in order to apply the name, the computer will need to restart. And then once it finishes rebooting, we will continue with the setup. So now we are at the part where it is going to ask us for a Microsoft account, which will be used to link Microsoft Office subscriptions and other things to the system. So I had my own personal Microsoft account attached last time. Now, since this is going to be a college machine, I'm going to be attaching it to the primary email that I have used. Well, the primary email that we use. We're going to go to View More Options, and we're going to set it up as a brand new device. So we're going to set it up as a brand new computer. So of course, next it's going to ask us to input a PIN. And then this is about the privacy settings, which we will accept. And then this is the registration information from HP. And then this is how Microsoft customizes the experience for this particular computer. This is going to be primarily a school PC. So we'll set it up as such. And then this is about Phone Link, in which if you have an Android phone, you could scan this QR code and you can link your phone to the account. If you have an iPhone, however, you would have to click skip on this screen, and then after the setup, you could go into the Phone Link app and set it up. Now, this device does come with Microsoft 365, which is the exact reason why I am using that primary email to set it up, is because there is already an active Microsoft 365 subscription attached to the account. So when we set this thing up under that email with the attached subscription, the subscription information will be carried over. However, there are actually a few other things that we're going to need to set up at the end of this. And this includes stuff from customization to installing apps and other things that I intend to use and all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to end up doing once this is done. You know, this actually got me thinking that now that I converted this into a college machine, I actually saved a lot of money. So I'm very glad I got a decent computer that a school was getting rid of. Here we are at the desktop. This is of course the factory background. And then this is the HP Jumpstarts app. That's the first app that would launch and like welcome to your brand new HP machine. And then of course here's all the Windows 11 bloatware, you know. Spotify. I'm not gonna need that. This is a college computer. Why am I going to play Xbox on a college computer? That doesn't make any sense. I don't need WhatsApp. What am I doing about Instagram? I'm not going to need Facebook Messenger. I already have a job. I don't care about LinkedIn. And is that it? Oh, I think there's like one more thing. There's Clipchamp. Oh, yeah. I think that... I think it already got the latest update. Nice. And there's a Microsoft To Do. I actually might want to keep To Do because that could be really really useful. But I'll just remove the Notepad app because I'm probably not going to use it. As I am probably not going to use Notepad as a primary source. And of course, everything has already been carried over from the Microsoft account. You can see there's everything I had, like Bill Wirtz and everything. Now that's what I don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this from the browser. We're going to add a new account. And since I'm signing in from an outside source, it's going to need to ask me for the verification code. Now, considering this is going to be a computer that I'm going to use for college, I'm actually going to go ahead and allow the organization to manage the device. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and start doing other customization stuff. While we register your device with your company and apply policy. The mobile device management server does not support this platform or version. Well, this actually is true because this is Windows 10 Home. And their system is running Windows 11 Education, which is more advanced. And now I usually like everything in dark. And I like the accent colors on everything, even the title bar, windows, everything like that. And this time, we are not going to allow the organization to manage, and we're going to say no, just sign into the app. However, I'm going to browse it as a guest because I'm going to be setting up, installing some of the other external apps that I think I might like to use. If I ever have to watch any videos and such, I would pretty much do them on VLC Media Player, because that is the media player that I actually do prefer. Even though Windows does have its own media player, I do prefer to use VLC because, you know, I get a lot of the advanced stuff that you would not get on the standard media player in Windows. Like, for example, I could change the pitch or change the hue. I could do all that to make the video experience better. Another program that I like is Audacity, which is an audio editor program. I actually do use this on a regular basis as well. So I actually do want to carry it over. So yes, let's install that. And I'm also going to be reinstalling Discord. Download for Windows. We'll set that up. All right. Next on VLC, we're going to install everything. Same is true for Audacity. And we will go ahead and execute the Discord setup. And now Discord is all set up once again. All right, so now the next thing is to set up everything else. Is this really the new look of Microsoft Edge? Wow. And what's this thing? This is Edge Workspaces. That is something. So what I usually like to do is install commonly used websites as web apps, which work natively with Windows. Now, this would primarily be the first thing that I would do. I would not pin it to the taskbar, but I would pin it to the start menu. So we'll hit allow. And as we can see, there is my JGC shortcut on the desktop. Another thing I also primarily use, and this is something I am primarily going to use for this stuff, this is called the iCampus portal. So I'm going to install that too. It's called Canvas. So sure, we will install that. create desktop shortcut. Do not pin to the taskbar. Sure, pin it anyway, and allow. Okay, so I have set up the web apps that I'm going to intend to use. I'm going to rearrange the desktop a little bit. So I have VLC, I got Audacity, and I have Discord. Well, I am going to primarily use Discord just to check the log and everything. And of course, if I have to use VLC for like videos and such, then I'll use it for that reason being as well. Now, of course, the last thing we do is to check for updates, because even after we reset the system, it's still important that we have to make sure that Windows is as up to date as possible. Now, since this is going to be a primary college machine, I am not going to use, but sure, let's have it check for the latest non-security updates. So, well, since this is a brand new installation, we are of course going to have to update Windows again. Now, the first thing that we have to remove is some of the apps that came with from HP, like Amazon. I'm not going to be doing any online shopping. Well, there's the Canvas app that I'm going to use, and I am not going to be getting Dropbox. Want to see what this Energy Star app is. I'm not going to need ExpressVPN because, I mean, really there's no reason to, so let's get rid of it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and remove that Energy Star shortcut. I don't know why that's in here. There's the HP stuff. How did Max Audio Pro make its way on here? Because I thought I had used this for a previous experiment. Interesting. But anyway, there's the portal. There is Netflix, which I don't need. And, nah, I like the one from Microsoft. So I'll just uninstall that. And then here's all the VLC stuff. The main player, the reset preferences, and the skinned. And then finally there's the Wild Tangent game console. The little dashboard where you set up and play your games and everything. It's not the same as it used to be anymore. But considering that this is an HP machine, I'm actually going to keep that on. And usually what I like to do with removable drives is open the folder and view all of its files. There's like a purple line. Is that from the background? Is that from the default background, or is that the way it was set up? So this is the partition for the EFI. This is the partition for the BIOS. And this is the main partition for the system. And this is the recovery console that we were in earlier to do the whole reset process. So this is a 256 gig hard drive. No, this is a 256 gig SSD. And that's the same hard drive inside of this machine here, inside of the Inspiron. Now, I actually wanted an SSD after I saw how slow my older Inspiron was. You may have seen it in the previous episodes. Why is this as a copy now? I can just rename the shortcut to remove it. There we go. So now everything I want on here is installed. However, the other two are on here. So now all I can just do is unpin any remaining apps that I find less useful. Like for instance, the Microsoft Store, because I don't intend on putting any other apps on there. I can unpin the jump starts as well. So there we go. Now we have an almost nicely restored system. Now, since this is going to be a college machine, if I do ever end up using Global Tuners, Pluto TV, or anything of that particular nature. If I ever do end up setting up those web apps in the future, then I will end up doing that. So now we're going to need to download our antivirus software. Still using our previous products. Here we go. Kaspersky Total Security. This is the one that we want. Kaspersky Total Security for Windows. That is the one we need. Okay. Now, before we execute the setup, there are some things we're going to have to do. And this is important because Kaspersky is going to ask us to remove them. But I'm going to go ahead and remove them manually before we start the Kaspersky setup. First, we're going to need to remove McAfee because this is going to interfere with Kaspersky setup. And that is the uninstaller for the software. Yes, I want LiveSafe gone. I want all files gone. I understand that I have an active subscription, but really what it is, it's just it's the free trial. So after you finish setting up your brand new HP computer or Dell computer, whatever manufacturer computer you have, and it comes with McAfee pre-installed, you can remove it and then put on your own personal antivirus. Alright then, let's first set up the lock screen since that's going to be the hardest. So usually lock screen, I usually like it at a picture. Ooh, the Windows 11 Bloomberry, I like that one. And there's a lot of other Bloomberry pictures too. So let's do this one. Okay. And we'll lock the machine. We'll see how it looks. Oh, it already looks perfect. And now we will apply this wallpaper. And since the positioning of it is not correct, we need to go back in here and go back into the background settings, and I'm going to tell it to stretch it. There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. And then this is the survey asking us why you're going to remove it. I'm going to tell it I already have other antivirus software. Now it says to finish, you're going to need to reboot your machine one more time. In fact, that's what Windows is going to ask me to do anyway, because it needs to install that last update. Now the other thing we need to uninstall is the McAfee Web Advisor, because Kaspersky's gonna go nuts about it too. Here we go, Web Advisor by McAfee. This is the last thing to remove, and then Kaspersky should go just fine. Wait, if you uninstall, we'll miss you, and you'll miss all the good things we do. Well, oh look, and remember, we're always free. Yeah, I already have a better antivirus coming on here anyway, so we're sorry to see you go. Well, I'm not sorry, because we don't need McAfee. There we go. McAfee is gone, and now Kaspersky shall reign in its place. Welcome to Kaspersky. Continue. Yep, we agree to all those terms. I don't want Kaspersky Password Manager. Alright, and we will start the installation. Okay, and off we go. And there we go, there's the safe money. That's one of Kaspersky's many things. I am going to accept all the stuff, but I know how the application tour works, so I'm just going to skip that. And that is it. Thank you for choosing Kaspersky. So now this machine is once again protected. However, though, we still need to attach the license. Looks like we need to update the databases. I'm just gonna move that Safe Money icon off the desktop. Just gonna let Kaspersky run on startup. And I'm gonna create a couple folders and probably some other shortcuts as well. I'm just gonna create a sample notes folder for right now, And on the desktop, I'm going to put a few commonly used applications. Like, for example, Microsoft Word. And now to attach my college email to Microsoft Outlook. Now, the other thing that I want to do is attach my other email to the Subsequent Mail app, which is very soon going to be retired, because that and Outlook are both going to be merged together into a single unified app. So at this point, setup is pretty much complete. However, the only thing that we still have to do is get the license key linked to Kaspersky Total Security on this computer, and then it will be fully protected against all types of malware. So that is pretty much the only thing that is left to do, and now this computer is ready for a successful first year of college. So until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.